Now, couldn't find a better fit for them, along with my crown. And since the baton was passed, I've been down, cause failing's not an option, and dad is not a noun.
Another episode of Dad is Not a Noun. My name is Ishmael, changing the narrative for men of color fatherhood, as well as changing the narrative on the things I care about. And today, we're going towards the end of April, and April is Autism Awareness Month. And so I wanted to have a dad on to share his story of having a child with autism and just share the beautiful struggle of a parent having a child. Because I see autism as a superpower. There's so many amazing children that are extraordinary with autism. And I have the perfect person to have this conversation with me. And more importantly, I want to start doing interview with dads in the area that I live in, because I live in Pennsylvania. So I want to have more and more dads in the area that I live in to share their stories. And I'm truly honored to have this dad on. He's a neighbor of mine. We got to know each other. Just amazing human being, and just the love for his family, just the love for community. And he's here with me today. Eddie, thank you for coming on, brother. How you doing, brother?
Thank you for having me, my brother. I appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. Thank you for coming on. I ask all my guests that comes on the show because, I am an advocate for mental health. I think it's important for us as men to find places to be vulnerable and just share our stories, because sometimes what happens is that, we carve this machismo front, but we're really hurting inside. And so I won't say the main question, but the question that I ask all my guests: how's your heart?
Excellent. As long as my family's all right, my heart's right where it's supposed to be.
And I think that's good. That's good to know that, because we've talked privately, and you talk about your journey, and like the stuff that you've been through growing up. But let's get into your daughter. She's autistic. Nina, beautiful daughter. She's like a rainbow in the sky. Just like seeing her smile and just being just full of joy. So just take me into your world as a parent having a child that's autistic.
It's not easy, being a parent with a child who has autism. It's not. And I know me and you've spoken before, and we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot, and you don't notice how much children with autism are like frowned upon until you have a child with autism. Even something like you go to the store and the child has a meltdown, people look at you like, oh, that child is misbehaving. They don't understand what's going on. You know what I mean? And they're quick to look, and, you get faces and stuff and things of that nature. And, sometimes you get a little mad, but, you just got to stay positive. And, like when I say we went through a lot, man, like starting when my daughter started kindergarten, it was a place that, school, like you would never think anything, it's school. It's supposed to be a safe zone, and it was a school for children with autism at that. It was a class for children with autism. When she first started school, the first few weeks, she was like super excited to go. She was so happy and, gun-ho and ready to grabbing her backpack and, excited to go. And then after a while, we started noticing that when we went to go take her to school, she would have meltdowns. Like she didn't want to go. She didn't want to go in there. She didn't want to be there. Right. So, we're like, what's going on? Like she was so happy before. Now, what's going on? And we started noticing bruises, and we was like, man, that was not there this morning. And time went by, and we just kept seeing her coming home with bruises, and we know that they didn't she didn't leave with them.
Right.
And we reported it. We reported it. And they had an investigation. They started an investigation. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And we're like, man, we didn't hear anything back from this investigation. Like, what's going on? Like, I want answers. So, the phone calls start. I'm calling, hey, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I want answers. This is my little girl.
Right.
And she's still in the school at the time.
Wow.
So finally, I called this lady up, and she said, "Oh, let me look into it. Let me see what's going on." And I thank God for this lady, because if it wasn't for her, I don't think we would have ever gotten anything back from them. So the lady looked into it, and come to find out, they closed that investigation the same day, trying to cover themselves up. So the lady found out. She told us about it. She said, "This isn't sitting right with me. We're going to take care of this. Don't worry about it." And that's what she did. They got the detectives. They came to my house. They went to the school. They investigated everything, and got my daughter out of the school. One aide got fired, but what was terrible is that we couldn't further anything, pressing charges or anything, because of my daughter's autism.
Wow.
Because she's nonverbal.
Right.
She couldn't physically say, like, this lady's
Right.
hurting me. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and that hurt. As a parent, you see your child go through stuff like that, and it's like, damn it, like, I'm here to protect them, and I can't. Like, what?
Right.
Yeah, man.
But like how like what I don't understand is like they got rid of the teacher,
The aid.
the aide, but you weren't able to get any further
We couldn't press
on the
charges on
actual school for hiring this aide that
right.
was
We
doing that to your
couldn't.
daughter.
That was it. It was like, that was it. And it was like, it didn't matter.
Right.
You know what I mean? It didn't matter. So we took my daughter out. We put her in a new school. She's excelling. She loves going to school, just like she did when she started the other one.
Right.
She's been in this school for 2 years now. And thank God we met some good people, man. Good therapists, And
And just talk about that journey of that healing, because I know it had to take a long time for that healing to
it was
start and to like going. Because I know for your daughter aspect, I know with children with autism, it's that trust factor. It's that 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 trusting people. And for her, not being nonverbal, but you know, the way she interact with people is that feeling of, will this happen to me again?
yeah,
So
it was tough.
so just talk about that.
Yeah, it was tough. Like, even transitioning with the new school, she at first she didn't want to go to the school neither because of that. And it took a while. It took months before we can get her, at ease. We had a good team at the school. This school is excellent.
Right.
The team that they provided us with of therapists and aides at this school is amazing. Thankful to that. Now the same thing when she first started. She goes to school and she's happy. When I go pick her up, she's smiling and she's happy. But because of that situation is where I started to neuroverse
Yes.
expression autism awareness, because my daughter didn't have she couldn't talk. She didn't have a voice, but she has a dad that does.
And
You
then
know?
yeah, and just talk about that too, because you see a lot of people bringing awareness to autism, but you don't see a lot of dads out there talking about that. So just talk about that as a dad, putting out there, yeah, my daughter has autism, it's a superpower. I relate to everybody, and I want to share her story. So just talk about that too, but just being a dad too, because again, like I said, you don't hear too many. There's once in a while you hear dads share their story, but you don't hear too many dads out there talking about that.
Right. I guess that, like we said earlier, that's my healing process.
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's how I healed. Like I said, okay, it's not going to happen again. And if I can help some other kid from that happening too, then that's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I still get sentimental about it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't wish no kid to have to go through that. You know, it's
Yeah,
terrible. It's terrible that you send your child to school to learn and
right,
they're getting abused. You know, and it's a special needs kid at that.
right.
So yeah, that's that's my daughter. I love her. I love her.
And I love that you created something that it's yours together. So when you think about the brand Neuroverse Expression, you think about your daughter, and I love what you did with that. So let's go back a little bit. Talk about like when you found out that she had autism, and can you kind of break down, because I know there's different spectrums of autism,
Right.
like break down where your daughter's at, but also first, that first question I asked you is like when you found out that she was autistic, like take me through that journey.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in denial for a while. I was like, nah, it's just a phase. She's still growing. It's just she's gonna start talking and stuff like that. And it wasn't happening. And then therapy sessions started, and I go to the therapy sessions, and I got cool with a couple of the therapists, and they taught me a lot, and that's it's all a learning. I'm still learning. Like when you see me post videos of my daughter and stuff, that's me learning. Every day is a new day. Every day she gets older, it's a new challenge. Things are different. You know what I mean? She gets taller, she's starting to unlock doors. She's coming out of her car seat. You know what I mean? While we're driving, she's just coming out of it's not easy. It's not easy. But who am I to tell my child that I gave up because I wasn't strong enough? You know what I mean? What kind of man would I be to give up? I mean, that's the easy thing to do. Yeah, a lot of men do it. A lot of men do it. But not me. That's not what I'm about. I'm not built like that. Especially for my little girl. You know what I mean? I have boys, but the boys are, a little different with the boys. They little tough skin, you know what I mean? They got the attitudes and stuff. My baby, she's so pure and hard, And to have that happen to her, that it crushed me. It crushed me. It made me angry.
And what I appreciate what you're doing is you took that anger and you're doing something
That's what I
positive.
did. I flipped it. I don't want no other kids to go through that.
Right.
I don't. And with this Neuroverse Expressions movement that we're doing, we're going to start having functions. And so local people can meet together and we can talk and we can share stories. We'll do little functions, the park, dance, stuff that the kids like. Because that's another thing. A lot of times you go to functions and they're supposed to be autism friendly and they're not. Autistic kids don't like loud music. They're super sensitive. They don't like loud music. A nice low jazz music or something, that's okay. But a lot of autistic kids don't like the madness. You know what I mean? They don't like it. And this is all stuff that, like I said, I'm learning every day. I'm learning, speaking with other parents or doing my own research and, just learning.
And from your research, what have you learned about the different aspect of autism? Like I was asking you before, like what spectrum do your daughter falls into when it comes to autism? And like what things that you learned that you want people to know? Because again, people throw that word out, autism, and they think it's linked all together as the same. It's not.
Right.
So yeah, so just from what the information you've gathered over time, like what have you learned so far?
Well, my daughter's nonverbal, as we all know. She's nonverbal. She She excels in a lot of. She's starting to talk more. Now
Okay.
she's starting to talk more. She's she still can't put sentences together, but she can tell you what she wants or whatever. She's not very high on the spectrum, but she is on the spectrum.
Right.
She is on the spectrum. The doctor said, with God's grace, maybe she can become, a little more normal, as people say. I think she's excellent the way she is, but I'm just speaking, in general. The doctors say, there is a chance, and it's just patience and repetition. Patience and repetition is a virtue, because without that, you got nothing. You got nothing. You know what I mean? I wish I could show you. Like, I have like her word boards all over the apartment. You know what I mean? Like, just for her to practice. You know what I mean? Like, every time we walk past it, hey, what does this say? What does this say? What is this? You know what I mean? It's for her. It's for her. She's the queen of the castle. That's the princess of the castle. You know what I mean? That's my boss. She's my boss.
And I think that's important to understand too, and it goes back to like that trust factor. She loves her dad,
Yeah,
and you
she
can see it
does.
in her action. You may not hear her verbally, but the way I see like the videos of her engaging with you, and just that time,
Mm-hmm.
it's important. Um, but for you personally, like, what does that mean to you? That time you're having with her, what does that
Everything,
mean to you?
everything. The one good thing I can say about her having the autism, I'm not going to say it's a good thing, but I mean, to me, it is, right? Being that she's nonverbal the way she is, I feel like I got a chance, a blessing, to have my baby a little longer. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense,
No, it
but
does. It does. It does.
it's a great feeling. I mean, there's no other way to put it for me, at least. I feel blessed that I feel like I have my baby a little longer. You know what I mean? And it's okay. I'm cool with that.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Um, like, where did you come up with the name Neuroverse Expression? Where did that idea come from? Like,
That was actually just me and mom just sitting around and kicking ideas, because we're both advocates. We're both like, we took this situation so serious, and it took a lot out of us, but we fought back. A lot of parents, they don't fight back.
wow.
A lot of parents, like you said, especially dads, like, it's rare you go to a school and you see a dad picking up their child. I mean, you might see a 1, 2, or 3, but majority is moms. And that's another thing I encourage, man. Like, speaking to these parents with children of autism, like, if you guys are going through whatever, like, put that aside, because there's something more important in the middle than a little bit of bickering. You know what I mean? Put that aside. Because trust me, when you sitting in these IEP meetings with these therapists and all these people, when they see a mother there by herself, they get thrilled, because they know they're gonna get their way.
Yeah.
But when they see both parents there and the dad has the dog face on, it's a little different. Not even a little bit, it's a lot different. So that's another thing I encourage. Like, the child didn't make itself. You know what I mean? The child didn't make itself. You guys made it. So if things get tougher, right, things are going to get tough, but do what's right for the child.
Facts. I truly agree. And one wise person said something a long time ago. It's a difference in being on the court than being in the stands.
Correct.
Being on the court, you see a lot more. You know the language. You see things. In the stands, it's totally different.
Yeah, man.
You can like say, "Oh, if I was there, I would did this," but you're not on the court,
You're
so
not
you
on the
don't
court.
understand what's
Right.
going on.
Right. And it's like, now, being that I am a dad of an autistic child, now I can see, I can go to the supermarket, the laundromat, and I can tell if a child is autistic.
Mm,
And the beauty part is that the other people that frown upon it, they're the dumb ones, because there could be a mom out there in distress, like going through it, and
Right.
just like helping, like, hey, I'll carry your bags. I'll help you with the bags.
Right.
It's okay.
Right.
That little reassurance to a parent of an autistic child means a lot. It means a lot. You
And
know, when you're carrying, my daughter's 7. If she catches a fit, we got to pick her up.
right.
You know, imagine doing that with grocery bags or laundry bags, and you know what I
Right.
mean? And it's like, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
So for somebody to just, hey, it's okay. I understand. My child's autistic as well. Come on.
Right.
That's what Neuroverse Expressions is about. That's what we're going to bring to the table, is that community, that more community for us parents, and the children as well. A for real safe zone.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
And I
And that's
love
what
what
we're building. That's what we're building on.
yes, and I love it because and what's so amazing, you being a Latino dad, speaking out, you know what I mean, and you're out there and you telling the world, you know what, I have a child that's autistic, but at the
Mhm.
same time, I'm like, you can be a part of it too.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
you're not alone.
Yep.
You know, and I think the beauty of that when you were talking about helping someone, a mom with the bags, dealing with a child with autistic, and then on top of it, you know how to engage with an autistic child. So if
Right.
you hear a child, you know, ranting and raving, you know how to deal with it because
Right.
sometimes a parent may not know how to,
Exactly.
or don't even know that their child is
Pat
autistic.
is even autistic. You're right. You're right.
And you knowing the signs, you could say, "Hey, um, you don't mind if I can help you?" And then all of a sudden, she's like, that parent is like
Yeah.
amazed,
Yeah.
mind
It's
blowing
rare. It's
moment.
so rare, man. It's so rare. You wouldn't believe, man, how rare it is. A lot of times when you're out with a child and they have a fit, they start having a little tantrum. People just screw face, man. You
Yeah,
need to discipline that child, like not knowing what's going on. They just, you just automatically get that stereotype, like, oh, that child needs to be disciplined. And it's like, if you only knew.
facts. That's so true.
You know?
So what's next for the brand? What do you see
Next for the brand,
right now? For right now, I'm not talking about the future. I'm talking about like in the present. What's the goal
right
right now?
now we have the book coming,
Okay,
the book of utterances.
okay. Talk about that.
It's a speech journal so that parents can jot down all the information, like
Okay,
utterances that the child goes through, the progress, like a progress report book.
okay,
And these are going to be on the website soon as well. We created a coloring book for the children as well. That'll be on the website as well. Another thing we're in the process of doing, we're in the process of finding a location to do our first function. We're looking to do, I want to say, like a movie under the stars night.
okay.
You know what I mean? We're just trying to find the right location and to square everything away and further the process, man. But yeah, man, it's only up from here, man. Autism awareness is up from here.
That's awesome, man.
Facts.
I am so excited. And then you know where to reach me. Is there anything I can do to do my little part to help out? Because
You're
I think
doing
this
it,
is
bro.
well needed in the community that we live in because you don't really see that much autistic events in the area.
Right. Especially this area, you don't.
Especially the area that we come
That
from,
we're in, right?
you don't, and
You
it's
don't.
important that this exists, and then it's important that people know that it exists and where they go to, just to come together and create community. Because at the
Right.
end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's creating a community.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
but Big Dog Eddie, thank you for coming
Hey,
on, man. I
thank
really
you so much
appreciate
for
you.
sharing your platform with us because we needed the help. We
And
need the help.
And then all the links will be in the description below. Definitely support the movement. Um, and then also, if you're looking for a place to go to, this is the place to go to if you're in the area that we're in, which is Bethlehem, PA. So if you're looking for it, it's here. It exists. So I don't want to hear that. Oh, it doesn't exist in our
No, we're
community.
here. We're here. We're
They're
moving
here.
forward. We're going to keep all the updates on all the events. It's going to be right on the neurovoiceexpressions.com website. Check it out. Support. We're family. We're a family.
And facts that. And again, this has been another amazing episode on the platform. And again, this is the next phase of the podcast is that I want more and more local dads to come on and share their stories.
You know
Because
I'm
I know
here.
there's
Whatever,
oh,
man. I'm here.
oh,
I'm
no
here,
doubt.
bro.
Definitely, definitely, because I know there's other podcasts out there. They want the celebrities and stuff like that.
Right.
Me, I just want people, I just want dads to share their stories. Because, dads are superheroes, and sometimes they may not have the platform to share their highs and lows.
Right.
And so this is, the next phase of the podcast is that I want to have more dads like Eddie um, to jump on and just share their stories and and let it resonate with the community and hopefully build a community in the local area because I know me personally, I know I've been doing it all over,
Right.
but I want to focus locally. So again, this has been another amazing conversation. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Just Google "Dad is not a noun." You'll find me on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere. Again, we're out. Peace.